Welcome to a mesmerizing odyssey through the enchanting world of English Romantic poetry. In this captivating audiobook, we invite you to immerse yourself in the ethereal verses, wild imaginations, and profound emotions that define this extraordinary literary movement. From the rugged landscapes of the Lake District to the passionate yearnings of the heart, English Romantic poetry transports us to a realm where nature, emotion, and the human spirit intertwine in poetic harmony. With poets like William Wordsworth, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, Lord Byron, Percy Bysshe Shelley, and John Keats as our guides, we embark on a journey that transcends time and space. Their words, like echoes from the past, resonate with universal themes of love, beauty, the sublime, and the intricate relationship between humanity and the natural world. As we traverse the pages of history, we encounter poems that stir the soul and kindle the imagination. From the introspective wanderings of Wordsworth's lines composed a few miles above Tintern Abbey, to the rebellious spirit of Byron's Childe Harold's Pilgrimage, each verse is a portal to an era marked by idealism, artistic fervor, and a longing for the unattainable. Join us on this expedition into the hearts and minds of poets who dared to dream, to challenge conventions, and to seek deeper truths. Their expressions of love, longing, and the pursuit of beauty continue to resonate with us today, reminding us that the human experience is a tapestry woven from the threads of passion, introspection, and the ever-changing dance of nature. So, if you're ready to embark on a voyage of imagination, emotion, and literary discovery, we invite you to hit that subscribe button and become a part of our community, English Poetry. By subscribing, you'll be the first to embark on future literary journeys that explore the depths of human creativity and the enduring power of words. Thank you for joining us, and let's set sail into the realm of English Romantic poetry together. English Romantic poetry stands as a remarkable artistic and literary movement that emerged in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, reshaping the landscape of poetry and forever influencing the way we perceive and express the human experience. Characterized by a profound connection to nature, an emphasis on emotion and imagination, and a rebellion against the rationality of the Enlightenment, Romantic poetry is a tapestry woven with diverse themes, voices, and emotions. At the heart of this movement lies a deep appreciation for the natural world. Poets like William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge celebrated the sublime beauty of nature as a source of spiritual inspiration and solace. Wordsworth's notion of emotion recollected in tranquility underscored the power of personal experience and memory, elevating the ordinary to the extraordinary in poems like Lines Composed a Few Miles Above Tintern Abbey. Meanwhile, Coleridge's Rime of the Ancient Mariner blended supernatural elements with natural landscapes, crafting a haunting narrative that explored the consequences of man's actions upon nature. Romantic poets found solace and connection in the wilderness, often seeking refuge from the urbanization of the Industrial Revolution. This reverence for nature extended to John Keats, whose sensual odes, such as Ode to a Nightingale and Ode to Autumn, celebrated the beauty and fleeting nature of life while reflecting on the transience of human existence. The Romantic era was also marked by an exploration of powerful emotions and introspection. Lord Byron's brooding and enigmatic persona, as seen in Childe Harold's Pilgrimage, encapsulated the poet's tumultuous inner world. Percy Bysshe Shelley, in Ode to the West Wind, and Prometheus Unbound, ventured into the realms of human aspiration and rebellion against oppressive forces. Love, too, found its expression in the Romantic verse, with poets like John Keats encapsulating the intensity of passion and desire in works like Bright Star and Ode to a Grecian Urn. These poems speak of love as both a source of inspiration and a reflection of the complexities of the human heart. The Romantic poets were also fascinated by the supernatural and the unknown. Samuel Taylor Coleridge's Kubla Khan and Christabel delve into the realms of dream and the mystical, leaving readers with a sense of wonder and ambiguity. The Romantic movement extended beyond individual poets to encompass broader themes like social justice and political idealism. William Blake's illuminated poems, such as Songs of Innocence and Experience, critiqued the harsh realities of society while envisioning a world infused with spiritual and moral renewal. English Romantic poetry, a resplendent tapestry of human expression, expands further to reveal its intricate threads of influence, innovation, and cultural significance. The Romantic poets drew inspiration from various artistic forms, such as painting and music. William Wordsworth's concept of the poet as a painter highlights the visual nature of his descriptive language, while his contemporary, John Keats, evoked music's emotional power in works like Ode to a Nightingale. Romanticism saw a revival of interest in medieval literature and mythology. Samuel Taylor Coleridge's Kubla Khan is imbued with an otherworldly quality reminiscent of ancient epics, and Keats's La Belle Dame sans Merci harkens back to balladry, inviting readers into a realm of chivalry and mystique. The movement's influence on literary forms extended to the novel, with the works of Mary Shelley and her novel, Frankenstein, showcasing romantic themes of the sublime, the human imagination, and the consequences of unchecked scientific ambition. Political and social commentary became intertwined with romantic ideals, as poets addressed issues of individual freedom, social inequality, and the human connection to the environment. Percy Bysshe Shelley's The Mask of Anarchy and William Blake's London painted vivid pictures of societal oppression and unrest. The Romantic poets also championed the concept of the poet-prophet, seeing poets as seers and visionaries who could perceive hidden truths and envision a better future. Blake embodied this idea in his illuminated works, using his art to convey spiritual messages. Romanticism's international impact is evident in the fascination with exotic settings and cultures. Lord Byron's narrative poem, The Giaour, is infused with an Orientalist flavor, reflecting Europe's fascination with the East. The Romantic period's influence extended to literary criticism as well. Samuel Taylor Coleridge's Biographia Literaria introduced the concept of willing suspension of disbelief, emphasizing the reader's role in engaging with imaginative literature. The Romantic poets were not isolated figures, they formed a community that engaged in lively exchanges of ideas and inspiration. The collaborative spirit between poets like Wordsworth and Coleridge, known for their lyrical ballads, reflects a shared vision of poetry's power. The notion of autobiographical introspection is another facet of Romantic poetry. The poets often infused their works with personal experiences and emotions, creating a sense of intimacy between the reader and the poet's inner world. The Romantic period's fascination with nature led to the development of the sublime, a concept that explores the simultaneous beauty and terror of natural landscapes. This idea of the sublime is embodied in poems like Coleridge's Hymn Before Sunrise, in the Vale of Chamouni. The Romantic poet's engagement with childhood and innocence adds an element of nostalgia. This theme, seen in Wordsworth's Ode, Intimations of Immortality from Early Childhood, explores the purity and wonder of youth. The movement's influence on literary criticism is exemplified by Keats's notion of negative capability, which embraces uncertainty and paradox in the pursuit of artistic truth. This idea encourages a willingness to dwell in ambiguity rather than seek definite answers. The Romantic poets also paved the way for the Gothic revival, as seen in Coleridge's The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and Wordsworth's Simon Lee. These poems combine elements of the supernatural and the eerie, reflecting a cultural fascination with the mysterious. The Romantic poets' celebration of individuality and self-expression extended to women poets like Felicia Hemans and Letitia Elizabeth Landon, who explored their own experiences and voices within the confines of societal norms. Romantic poetry's emphasis on human connection and empathy is evident in works like Keats's To Autumn, where the poet forms a kinship with the changing seasons. This reflects the Romantics' belief in the interconnectedness of all life. In essence, English Romantic poetry is a symphony of ideas, influences, and artistic endeavors that shaped an era and continue to resonate today. It's an invitation to explore the intricacies of human experience, to appreciate the beauty of the natural world, and to embrace the boundless potential of the imagination. As you journey through the verses of these poets, you are embarking on a quest to understand not only their time but also the timeless emotions and aspirations that define the human soul. The Romantics were not only poets but also literary theorists who shaped the modern understanding of poetry. Wordsworth's preface to the Lyrical Ballads introduced the concept of poetic diction, advocating for a language closer to everyday speech. The Romantic poet's fascination with dreams and the unconscious mind is evident in poems like Coleridge's Kubla Khan, inspired by a dream. This reflects their interest in the inner workings of the human psyche. The movement's influence on visual arts is seen in the works of the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, a group of artists who aimed to capture the sincerity and detail of early Renaissance art, often inspired by themes found in Romantic poetry. The Romantics' spiritual exploration and mysticism is reflected in works like Blake's Songs of Innocence and Experience, where he delved into themes of innocence, experience, and the nature of the divine. The Romantic poets also engaged with political events and social change. Byron's Don Juan is a satirical epic that critiques social norms and political corruption, reflecting the poet's own disillusionment with society. The theme of alienation and isolation is evident in Keats's La Belle Dame sans Merci, a haunting ballad that explores the dangers of succumbing to enchantment and losing touch with reality. The legacy of Romanticism extends to later literary movements like the Victorian period and the emergence of the Transcendentalists in America. These movements were influenced by Romantic ideals of individualism, nature, and the sublime. The Romantics' focus on the individual and the artist's role in society anticipated the modern emphasis on personal expression and the artist's ability to critique and shape cultural narratives. In essence, English Romantic poetry is a river of inspiration that flows through time, nourishing subsequent generations of artists, thinkers, and dreamers. Its influence extends far beyond its own era, as it continues to inspire us to reflect on our connection to nature, our emotions, and the boundless possibilities of the human imagination. As you embark on this exploration of Romantic poetry, you are delving into a universe that mirrors the depths of the human heart and invites you to connect with the eternal pulse of creativity. The Romantic poet's engagement with folklore and myth is seen in Coleridge's Christabel, where he weaves a tale of supernatural elements and ancient legends, connecting the present with the past. The movement's influence on music is evident in the compositions of Franz Schubert and other composers who set Romantic poetry to melodies, creating a harmonious fusion of words and music. The theme of the individual's relationship with society is explored through Wordsworth's The Prelude, an autobiographical epic that delves into the poet's evolving sense of self in the context of a changing world. The Romantics' fascination with technology and industrialization emerges in works like Shelley's Ozymandias, which critiques the impermanence of human achievements in the face of time's relentless march. The Romantic poet's appreciation for childhood innocence is celebrated in Blake's Songs of Innocence, capturing the purity and wonder of youth before the complexities of adulthood set in. The concept of the sublime and the beautiful is encapsulated in Edmund Burke's treatise on aesthetics, which explored the power of nature to evoke emotions ranging from awe to terror. The Romantics' exploration of transcendence and the divine is mirrored in Wordsworth's belief that nature contains a spiritual essence that uplifts the human soul, evident in his lines written a few miles above Tintern Abbey. The theme of death and mortality finds expression in John Keats's Ode to a Nightingale, where the poet contemplates the eternal while grappling with the ephemeral nature of existence. The Romantic poet's impact on gender roles and women's voices is evident in the works of female poets like Mary Robinson and Felicia Hemans, who navigated societal expectations while asserting their creative voices. The Romantic poet's fascination with the supernatural and the mysterious led to the rise of the genre of Gothic literature. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and John Polidori's The Vampire emerged from the same creative competition that spawned some of the era's most enduring works. The Romantic movement's impact on nature conservation and environmentalism is evident in its emphasis on the interconnectedness of all life. The Romantics' reverence for nature laid the groundwork for later environmental movements and advocacy. The theme of the imagination and the creative process is captured in Coleridge's concept of the willing suspension of disbelief, emphasizing the transformative power of the imagination in the act of reading and writing. The Romantics' fascination with dreams and altered states of consciousness is mirrored in the psychological exploration of the unconscious mind, a theme that would later influence the development of psychoanalysis. The movement's engagement with national identity and cultural heritage is seen in Walter Scott's historical novels and ballads, which celebrated Scotland's rich history and traditions. The Romantics' exploration of the city and urban life is reflected in Blake's Songs of Experience, where the dark underbelly of urbanization is contrasted with the innocence of rural existence. The theme of rebellion and social change is expressed in Byron's narrative poem, Don Juan, which offers a satirical critique of societal norms and political corruption. The Romantic's emphasis on the individual's relationship with the cosmos is evident in Wordsworth's Ode, Intimations of Immortality, where the poet contemplates the soul's pre-existence in connection to the universe. The movement's impact on education and literary innovation is seen in the establishment of new forms like the lyrical ballad, which blended poetry and prose to create a unique and accessible narrative style. The Romantic poet's fascination with the sublime and the picturesque influenced the aesthetics of landscape painting, leading to the creation of artworks that mirrored the awe-inspiring beauty of nature. The Romantic movement's exploration of the psychology of emotion prefigures modern psychology's interest in understanding the complexities of human feelings and experiences. The theme of revolution and political upheaval is encapsulated in Percy Bysshe Shelley's The Mask of Anarchy, which responds to the Peterloo massacre and calls for social justice and reform. The Romantics' emphasis on travel and exploration inspired a sense of wanderlust and adventure, evident in Byron's Childe Harold's Pilgrimage, which takes readers on a journey through diverse landscapes and cultures. The movement's influence on lyric poetry and songwriting is reflected in the lyrical quality of Romantic poems, which often echo the rhythm and cadence of music. The Romantic poet's exploration of nostalgia and the longing for the past is embodied in Thomas Gray's elegy written in a country churchyard, which mourns the passing of a simpler, rural way of life. The theme of imagination and visionary experience finds expression in William Blake's illuminated books, where visual art and poetry merge to create a unique form of artistic expression. The Romantic poets' engagement with spirituality and mysticism influenced later religious and spiritual movements, with echoes of their ideas found in Transcendentalism and New Age philosophies. The movement's impact on autobiographical writing and memoir is seen in the poet's tendency to draw from personal experiences and emotions, laying the foundation for later autobiographical literature. In essence, English Romantic poetry is an expansive realm of thought, emotion, and creativity that extends its reach into a myriad of areas. It transcends its own time, inspiring generations across centuries to connect with nature, explore the depths of the human soul, and celebrate the boundless potential of the imagination. As you journey through the verses of these poets, you're not only immersing yourself in the beauty of their words but also tracing the evolution of culture, thought, and the enduring power of artistic expression. The Romantic poet's fascination with tragedy and the darker aspects of life is evident in Byron's dramatic poem, Manfred, which delves into the tormented psyche of its protagonist. The theme of revolutionary ideals and social change is echoed in Shelley's The Mask of Anarchy, a powerful call for nonviolent resistance and political reform. The Romantics' exploration of childhood and innocence extends to William Blake's Songs of Innocence, where he celebrates the simplicity and purity of childhood. The movement's influence on literary criticism and theory is apparent in the prefaces and essays of Coleridge and Wordsworth, where they articulate their views on poetry, imagination, and creativity. The Romantics' engagement with mortality and the passage of time finds expression in Keats's To Autumn, which captures the transient beauty of the seasons and life's fleeting moments. The theme of identity and the self is explored in Wordsworth's The Prelude, an autobiographical poem that traces the poet's growth and self-discovery. The Romantic poets' focus on emotion and sentiment influenced the emergence of sentimental literature, which embraced emotional expression and personal connections. The movement's impact on educational philosophy and pedagogy is seen in the Romantics' belief in the importance of nurturing creativity and imagination in young minds. The Romantics' exploration of dreams and the subconscious is mirrored in their fascination with the mysterious and the uncanny, often seen in their supernatural narratives. The Romantic poets' exploration of the role of memory in nostalgia is embodied in Wordsworth's concept of spots of time, where he captures moments from the past that shape our present identities. The theme of isolation and solitude is explored in Coleridge's The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, where the mariner's lonely journey becomes a metaphor for the human condition. The movement's influence on nature writing and environmental ethics is reflected in Thoreau's transcendentalist works and later environmental movements that draw inspiration from romantic ideals. The Romantics' engagement with folk traditions and oral storytelling is seen in their incorporation of ballad forms and narrative techniques inspired by oral traditions. The theme of diversity and cultural exchange is present in the Romantics' interest in non-European cultures, as seen in Byron's Eastern themes and Southey's Curse of Kahama. The movement's impact on spiritualism and the occult is reflected in Blake's mysticism and interest in the spiritual realm beyond the material world. The Romantics' exploration of memory and its distortions is captured in Coleridge's Kubla Khan, where memory and imagination merge to create a dreamlike landscape. The theme of rebellion against societal norms is embodied in Shelley's The Revolt of Islam, which critiques political and religious oppression. The Romantic poets' emphasis on empathy and the human connection is evident in their portrayal of universal emotions and experiences that transcend cultural and temporal boundaries. In essence, English Romantic poetry continues to unravel its intricate tapestry, revealing its influence on domains as diverse as nature, spirituality, memory, and cultural exchange. It resonates with us across epochs, inspiring us to delve into the depths of our humanity, our connection to the world, and the enduring power of artistic expression. As you journey through the verses of these poets, you're not merely exploring their words, but embarking on an exploration of the myriad facets of existence itself. The Romantic poets' engagement with philosophical inquiry and existential questions is evident in the introspective nature of their works, as they grapple with the meaning of life, mortality, and the human condition. The theme of imagination and its transformative power is captured in Keats's idea of negative capability, where he celebrates the ability to embrace uncertainty and dwell in the realm of imagination. The movement's influence on education and pedagogical methods is seen in the Romantics' emphasis on learning through experience, connecting with nature, and nurturing creative thinking. The Romantics' exploration of gender dynamics and women's voices is reflected in the works of female poets like Joanna Baillie and Anna Letitia Barbald, who challenged societal norms through their poetry. The theme of the ineffable and the sublime is encapsulated in Wordsworth's Tinton Abbey, where the poet attempts to capture the overwhelming emotions elicited by the natural world. The Romantic poet's engagement with spiritual transcendence and the divine is evident in Blake's belief in the interconnectedness of all existence, transcending religious boundaries. The movement's impact on literary innovation and experimentation is seen in the fragmented structure of Shelley's The Triumph of Life, a poem that challenges conventional narrative forms. The Romantics' exploration of mythology in the archetypal is mirrored in Coleridge's incorporation of ancient myths and symbols in his poetry, drawing on universal themes. The theme of sensory experience and the physical world is vividly portrayed in Keats's Ode to a Nightingale, where he juxtaposes the ephemeral beauty of nature with human suffering. The Romantic poet's exploration of nature's role in healing and well-being finds resonance in modern ecotherapy, where the therapeutic benefits of connecting with nature are celebrated. The theme of individuality and the search for identity is embodied in Wordsworth's Lucy poems, where he reflects on the fleeting nature of life and the quest for self-understanding. The movement's influence on music and performance is evident in settings of Romantic poems to music by composers such as Schumann, Schubert, and Brahms, amplifying the emotional impact of the verses. The Romantics' engagement with travels and exoticism foreshadows modern multicultural perspectives, as they engaged with diverse cultures and incorporated them into their works. The theme of reviving ancient forms is evident in Byron's use of the ottava rima in Don Juan, reviving a medieval Italian form for a contemporary audience. The Romantic poet's exploration of language and its limitations is mirrored in Keats's Ode to a Nightingale, where he grapples with the inadequacy of words to capture his emotions. The movement's impact on social justice and human rights is seen in Byron's involvement in Greek independence, reflecting a desire for political change and liberation. The Romantics' engagement with industrialization and its effects finds a modern echo in concerns about environmental degradation and the impact of technology on nature. The theme of interconnectedness and the web of life resonates with ecological philosophies, as the Romantics recognized the delicate balance between humans and the natural world. In essence, English Romantic poetry's kaleidoscope encompasses facets that stretch into environmental healing, musical expression, multiculturalism, and social activism. It continues to reverberate across time, inviting us to explore our connection to the environment, our personal identities, and the enduring power of poetic vision. As you immerse yourself in the verses of these poets, you're venturing into a realm that touches upon the very essence of our existence and invites us to reflect on our place within the grand tapestry of life. As we conclude this captivating journey through the landscapes of English Romantic poetry, we stand in awe of the vast universe of thought, emotion, and inspiration that these poets have gifted us. From the depths of the human soul to the heights of the sublime, their verses have illuminated the human experience in ways that continue to resonate across time. English Romantic poetry isn't just a chapter in literary history, it's a living testament to the power of words to transcend generations, cultures, and boundaries. It's an invitation to explore the interconnectedness of nature, the depths of emotion, and the boundless realms of imagination. In this audiobook, we've traversed themes that span from nature's beauty and mystery to the human heart's deepest longings. We've witnessed the Romantics' engagement with society, politics, spirituality, and more, a tapestry that weaves together the complexities of existence. But our journey doesn't end here. English Poetry's channel is a treasure trove waiting to be explored. By subscribing, you're not just connecting to these masterpieces from the past. You are joining a community that celebrates the timeless beauty of language, the power of expression, and the endless exploration of human emotion. So, as we bid adieu to this exploration of English Romantic poetry, we invite you to continue your voyage with us. Subscribe to English Poetry's channel, where the poetic journey continues, through eras, themes, and voices that echo the universal song of the human heart. Thank you for joining us, and may your love for poetry forever inspire and enrich your life.